Hey, this video is for Roy and for other YouTubers who might be interested in a similar case. This is actually a diabetic kit holder, and it was a kind of a custom order, and it was designed to hold basically meters, a lancet, and the lancets and the strips. So I'll kind of go over the case for you and review it. This is that kind of orangish reddish brown color. It's kind of hard to tell with the camera. This is a white piece of paper. I was trying to get the color right, but I mean it's pretty close. You can kind of tell the color from the video. But anyway, let me show you the closure mechanism really quick. And just to go over really quick, this is 7 inches tall this way, and it's about 4.5 inches long. And just to show, this is kind of what the top looks like, and I have things in there to kind of fill up the case to kind of give a good representation of how the closure would work. This is a 1.5 inch bracelet that I made, and then this is a 1 inch dowel, and I'll get to the inside in just a second. But really quick, this is a button stud closure, and let me zoom up really quick on it to kind of show. So the reason I like this closure is because it's adjustable, and even though it's made for a meter to be 1.5 inches in depth, my thought is at some point technology has a way of shrinking. So to kind of future-proof it, I wanted to make this adjustable. And so let me just show you really quick the way a button stud works, in case you haven't seen one. Is you kind of just pry up on it, and there's a little ball there, and the ball will just basically come off. See that hole? And so there's the button stud, and it does leave a little imprint here, but there's a screw back here. And basically you can unscrew this, the ball and the bottom piece separate, and you can move the button stud down to make a tighter fit, just in case you get something different that's a little bit thinner, a little bit smaller. So that's why the closure is set up the way it is, because I wanted to be able to do that if we needed to. As it is right now, it's on the furthest hole I have. If for some reason that didn't work, I can always replace this flap and make it a little bit longer. For some reason it doesn't reach or something. But the way I have it set up right now, it should reach. So, and then there's the closure. Let me back it up now. So yeah, so let me go over the inside really quick. Here's the outside, just that plain kind of orangish, brownish red leather. And on the inside, so I have kind of placeholders in place. This is a 1 inch diameter dowel. It's actually a wood slicker, but so that's made for the bottle. I think the lancet, so the strips go here, and then here is the other 1 inch filler, and I believe it was a 2 1/4 or 2.5 long. So this is a 2 inch elastic, so it should provide plenty of support for the bottle, for either lancets or the test strips. And then this is meant to represent the section for the meter, and you can see this is a 1.5 inch in depth, thick, and then this is about 3 inches down, and you can see it's stitched right there. So you can actually just stick it like that, or if you want, your meter can also kind of fold this over. I guess that's the best way to describe it. You could always go deeper in if you had a thinner meter, kind of past the stitch line, if you needed to do that. I mean, it depends on the meter I guess you would be using. But yeah, it's designed to fit the meter according to the measurements you've given me, but really it can be, if I make this for someone else, or someone else is interested, I can make the elastic really any size if you give me the measurements. So yeah, that's for the meter. It allows for, it should be pretty tight when you first put it in, and actually all these will be tight because I did that on purpose. and once the bottle and the meters have been in there for a while, it should adjust and make a nice snug fit without being super tight. You know, if you have any issues though, let me know. Let me go over here, and so this is the addition we kind of did it at the last minute. Well, not the last minute, but we added as the design progressed. This is kind of the wallet section slash card carrying, whatever I guess you want to use it as. So there's 3 slots. There's one here for this card, and another here. And you know, I probably could have added a 4th, but I was actually going to trim this down to about 6.5 inches. And then once I was kind of assembling it and kind of playing with the layout, I really decided that I was going to trim it down to 6.5. That the 7-inch measurement is actually pretty good for the cash slot, because if it was any tighter, the cash would be really hard to get in and out. So anyway, these are gift cards or whatever I have, just as placeholders to kind of show you the design. So this should give you an idea of what to expect. Now, like I said earlier, I think, was that the leather is really stiff, so you know, the case wants to flop open, and the pockets and the cash slot are all, you know, basically new, fresh, stitched in place. So over time, this will all soften up, and it'll become easier to get cards in and out, and the cash in and out. So I'll show you the cash slot really quick. I just shoved a couple ones in there. So and like I said, over time this will get more of it'll bump out more, and you'll be able to get the cash in and out easier. So yeah, that's the basic design. I left this rivet exposed on purpose for this slap. This rivet here is hidden, in the top layer, because I didn't want it near the bottles or near the meter or anything. This one I left exposed on purpose because if for some reason we needed to make an adjustment on the closure, if you needed it longer or even shorter or something, I can remove this rivet, and it takes a little bit of work, but it's doable. So if we needed to do any kind of adjustment with the closure, I wanted to be able to do that. But yeah, so basically that's the. Let me stick my props back in there really quick. 1.5 inch wide bracelet, and it's about 2.5, almost 3 inches in this kind of oval shape that I have formed it to. So that should give you a rough idea of how the fit will be. And then, you know, just imagine another 1.8 inch cylinder here. So then, yeah, you would close it, and for the moment you're gonna need to use 2 hands to kind of close it and bring it to a closure. So yeah, hopefully the video shows you a good overview. Nothing should fall out. The cards are pretty snug in there. The cash is obviously blocked by this closure. And you know, if you get a different meter and it's thinner, hopefully, then you can bring the thickness down by bringing this flap, or moving the button stud over to the smaller holes, and so you have a couple adjustments. And if not, then you just keep it there. What I do recommend is once you find a fit that you think you want to keep for a while, is to just unscrew it and put a little clear nail polish or some blue Loctite, which is semi-permanent, just to keep this from unscrewing. In theory, it shouldn't unscrew, but you know, with use, you'll usually start to feel it jiggle a little bit, and then you'll know the screw's starting to come loose a little bit. So I mean, you can always just check it every once in a while, or if you want to be super safe, you can just put a little semi-permanent Loctite or clear nail polish, and then when you're ready to move it, if you need to move it, you can usually break the clear nail polish bond, and the same thing with the blue Loctite. If you give it a little torque with the screwdriver, it usually comes loose. So yeah, so that's the case. If you have any questions, let me know. This is actually, I guess, a takeoff of my e-cigarette case, which I had done in an earlier video, and you can go check out my channel for that. And that's the first time I used kind of elastic with leather. You know, my first thought with the e-cigarette case was to try to do leather loops, and what I kind of decided, without having the items in front of me, like the Lancet or the strip bottle or the e-cigs, that trying to get an exact fit leather loop can be difficult. And a leather loop, even though it will usually make a secure hold, it does not hold as securely as elastic will. And this is nice quality elastic. It's a knitted elastic, so you shouldn't really have any problems. I double stitched in the same row. I ran this thread back and forth twice on each seam, and then and this is more decorative because the main leather, the outer leather, is glued to the inner, this lining leather, and so this is stitched with a heavy-duty polyester thread, which is really durable. So you shouldn't have any problems with durability, hopefully. And I mean, over time the leather will obviously get scratches, and you know, with heat and oils, like as you hold it, the leather will darken up, which I think actually will look pretty cool. So yeah, it's a nice color. I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. This is kind of the design I had in mind when we talked about the project. So hopefully it's something that works, and this is kind of what you had in mind. You shouldn't have too much of an issue with this button stud. Actually, I looked at it later, and it doesn't really bump out any more than like a regular snap does, you know, a snap closure. So I don't know if you can see that button stud bumping out just a little bit. I mean, it's just something to be aware of if you have it against, say, a cell phone or something fragile. This button stud is like a tiny metal ball, you know. So you don't want it to impact anything. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. Go check out my website at www.leathercraft209.com. You can also contact me via email. The email and my contact number are on the website also. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot. And if someone wants a custom order for either like a diabetic kit, e-cig holder, really with elastic and leather combined, you can make a case for almost anything if you think about it. So let me know. Take care. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.